Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 111, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays. Ooh, I need to change that. And release it on podcast services like Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services that are currently out there. Or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
What's up, my dude? Oh, not too much, you know. I played some games this week. Ooh, Devour, like it. I need more people to play with me. Just putting that out there. It's very spooky. I do not like Anna.
It's a multiplayer game?
Yes, it's 4v. It's 4-player. Up to 4 players. Yeah. So it's like a cult happened and she was praying to Azazel and he's taken over her body and like little floor demons pop up and they're naked men. It's a whole thing. And you shine a flashlight at them and you're like, stop in the name of a flashlight. And they're like, ah! Yeah. And they're like, ah! No! So it's Halloween. I'm allowed to make spooky noises now. So played that. Oh, I beat Chucky the Killer Doll. Fun fact, you know, yeah, Chucky the Killer Doll. If you're balling on a budget, like myself, Itch.io is great. Indie devs and $2, and you get to play a fun game where a killer doll tries to murder you while you do tasks.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
If someone dies from a doll's death, they deserve to die. I'm sorry.
That's what I said. Like, if all the killers, Chucky would be the one that I feel that I would have the best chance of doing things with.
He and I are about the same height, but you know, if
Wait, he's as tall as you?
I don't know. He's like this big, right?
No, he's like
the size of Leprechaun.
That would be
smaller. He's like almost half my height.
He's
smaller.
But
he's got a butcher knife, and you go to kick him, and he cuts your Achilles tendon. You're done for, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Good luck.
It's a miracle.
I'm also not a dummy.
It's a miracle he can hold a butcher knife on the fact that he has like really small thumbs. You know, I don't understand.
All you need is a wiffle bat against him, and you're good to go. I guess I don't know, but. It was fun, but you play a kid in the game, so you're about the same height as him, but you're also having to look down to see him and look up to do tasks, so it's this weird like mixture of, is he behind me? Oh god, I don't know. So it was really fun.
Here's the story about Chucky, dude, and I'm sorry, dude. See, Chucky
go ahead.
has killed multiple adults. He has killed 0 kids. So I'm just saying that, like, it doesn't matter that they're the same height. Apparently, what just in that ratio, it's saying that adults are dumber than children when it comes to killing crazy psycho dolls. You know, just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but it was good. I liked it a lot. But you know who didn't like it?
Oh no, who did not like it?
The 5-star. I was setting you up. Would you like to try that again?
It feels weird because it's literally like a weird, like it's opposite day because I never see you doing this. But okay, but you can do it again. You can say you can set it up.
Hey, okay. But you know who doesn't like dolls?
Oh no, who?
The 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee.
What's going on, Smitty? How you doing?
Yo, you guys know what it is. I've been having a blast. We've been getting down on the spooky season as well. We've been playing In Sound Mind. I am absolutely loving that game. The puzzles, the little jump scares. It's not all just like completely like just like, oh, super scary and stuff like that. I've got a gun now, so I feel a lot better about myself and being in there. So that's like I don't like the game that like you just have a flashlight. What the hell am I gonna do with a flashlight? Good. Yeah, it's like, oh, I can see the thing that's gonna kill me now. Give me a gun so I go pow pow pow. Bang bang bang.
That's like, bang bang.
Yeah. I didn't get a lot of game time in. The Festival of the Lost for Destiny started as well. So I got a little bit of that in. I played a little bit of New World today earlier, and then In Sound Mind. So I didn't get a ton of gaming going on, which is a little disappointing, especially the fact that there's so much that is coming out, that has come out. I'm already behind. I haven't touched Deathloop in a hot minute. I haven't, you know what I mean? I did try. I did try, but we ended up figuring out, thanks to Mr. Seven Figures, we figured out because I had this weird controller issue with that game, but we were able to get it normal again. So it's yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. That's all I was saying. I was like, you really enjoy it. I'm enjoying the story. Yeah, I thought you said you had the game or you were getting the game, right?
No, you have to have a PlayStation to get it, don't you?
Well, no, I think it's on PC.
No,
I think it's on PC too, right?
I thought it was a PlayStation exclusive.
No.
Because originally I was like, yeah, I'm totally getting this, and then I was like, oh wait, it's a PlayStation.
First off,
game.
I would say PlayStation's probably the worst one to get out of the three to get it on. If I had the Series
I'm totally getting it now.
Yeah, get it on PC. No, we got it because Lucas was given a key for it for PlayStation 5, and he doesn't have a PlayStation 5, so anything PlayStation 5 gets pushed over my way. So I'm like, yeah, fantastic.
Don't worry, don't worry, Lucas could win that raffle that we have for that PS5.
That is true.
You go. Then he'd be like, not anymore. This is my version now, Smitty. It's like, he'll be like, oh, Smitty got a PS5 game. It's not yours by default. Woo! That's what Lucas is going to be like.
That is true.
That's
but all in all, things have been well. So what about yourself, Davis? What have you been getting into? I'm excited too, and very appreciative to be able to have and to be on this new night and time. You know, that definitely frees up time on the weekend. For all of us. But yeah, definitely for me and just having a family and stuff like that. So I'm excited to be doing this on Friday nights. How was your shit? How was your week, brother?
Don't wave your privilege at me. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna wave my privilege in your face.
But yeah, I'm doing good. I've just been getting ready. Like I said, I've been going mad like crazy. Can get this Extra Life stream to happen this November. So just got some cool stuff that's coming in the mix of all of that. What I'm really cool about was that so I started playing some what was the game? I just found out that Monster Hunter Rise is now on PC. The demo is on PC.
Yeah, that's right.
So I've been messing around. I just installed it. I can't wait because like that actually might be the one Monster Hunter game that'll be on PC for me. And I'm looking forward to playing at a full 60 frames instead of a 30 on the Switch. So, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be real fun playing with my friends and stuff, and then just having fun with the monster insaneness. So looking forward to all of this awesomeness. So yeah, but other than that, I've just been pretty much the same old thing, busy as always, and getting ready for all the things. And Unknown says, unfortunately, saves don't transfer. To be honest with you, that's nothing new. I mean, Monster Hunter World, you couldn't transfer the save. The reason why I don't have the reason why Monster Hunter World, I don't have Monster Hunter World is because of that reason. Because I cannot go through that.
Over.
Yeah, I can't go to that story all over again. And I'm like, my HR was 850 on the PlayStation, and I was like, you want me to start all over from scratch? It's like, no.
850?
Yeah, I was 850.
I was higher than that.
Smitty, I
started over.
I killed all the monsters, dude. I was just like,
no, I see that. That game was hard for me though, like especially playing solo. I had a hard time playing that game solo.
Oh yeah. It was it's a track when you're playing it by yourself, but like when you play with the friends and stuff, it's so much fun.
I had a crew.
Yeah.
I had a whole crew.
And I don't mind that either, but then like you're expected to talk and stuff, dude. Like sometimes you just don't want to talk.
Not necessarily. Yeah.
True.
No,
you know what I mean? Like I feel bad. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Nero would just type in the chat to us like what he needed, and like we're like, yeah, like, hey, who needs what? And like let's all go and do your thing, and then we'll like go person by person and get all the items everybody needs, and then we'll work on the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean there was like a couple of animals that I killed over 100 times.
Oh yeah.
To get the stuff.
I just want I get into arguments with people about like how simple Monster Hunter World is, and to be honest with you, Monster Hunter World is simple. That's not a problem. I don't mind, and it's not a downside for me. I'm just not used to seeing, like, when you played old school Monster Hunters, I was used to playing that a Monster Hunter where you had to learn that stuff on your own on the get-go. Like, this one has holds your hand a lot more, and it is perfectly fine. And because of that, a lot more people played it, and that was great. And now you got more people to play it with. But I just don't like the story. I hate the story where it comes where they tell you, hey, we need you to start finding these tracks. Oh, you found the 100% of the tracks. Okay, cool. Now go back home and then go to a different zone to find that monster. I'm like, why? So give me the busy
work.
work.
Never have known that. Yeah.
I want to kill 5 of these freaking dragons that I was running away from because I was finding stupid tracks. It's like, screw this. Yeah, that's what really irritated me about Monster Hunter World. But I liked Rise, and I can't wait to play it with my friends when it comes on PC. So anyway.
Do you have it for Switch?
Yeah, Rise on Switch. Yeah, I have it on Switch.
He's been playing it since like day one, right?
Yeah, the problem was I didn't play a lot of it, so that's why I'm open to playing it on PC because I
think I'd be more open to doing so as well.
Yeah,
I just don't find myself. Yeah, because I have it too, and like I played it like once on a plane.
Exactly, and it's like, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, it's a good game. It's a really good game, but it's like, man, there was other stuff that I was needing to do, but no, I'm willing to play it. If y'all wanted to play, if you wanted to see a CFG GameCast of us just killing monsters, it's going to happen. so let's just go with it. So I don't know, everyone else will want to be hearing us talking about our strategies on killing these monsters. So let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to normally do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic or discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be something, be a game about a specific game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners on CFG Gamecast, to be a part of the conversation. So if you have something to chime in about of the game itself, by all means, just type it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with you. We will go from there. So let's start off with Lex. What are you bringing to the table?
Oh, I'm so excited. Also, just a friendly reminder, because I saw a little bit of this on TikTok recently. They're selling stuff for Halloween costumes. Do not buy it through TikTok. You're going to get scammed. What you see is not what you're going to get most of the time. Just be wary of that. The reason I say that is because Squid Game obviously was a huge hit. It was one of the biggest openings for Netflix ever. We've heard this, right? Yeah.
I want to say something, because do you remember the time when Squid Game first came out? I was like, hey, y'all need to watch this.
You're the one like, hey, you should watch it.
You should watch this game called Squid Game. No one like a peep. Then like 2 or 3 weeks later, folks are just off their crappers, just saying, "Wow, Squid Game was crazy" and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that was me. I was like, I was the fad of all of this. But you can continue on.
Okay, yeah, no, he told us to watch it, so we'll give credit where credit is due. But Netflix is talking about, obviously, coming out with merchandise. There isn't official merch yet. So again, anything you see on other platforms like Instagram, stuff like that, it's not official. But they are coming out with official merchandise. On top of that, we're talking about with the game. That's right. There might be a Squid Game, the game. Netflix Asia executive Min Young Kim says that Squid Game, the video game, is being considered, obviously after it was such a shock to Netflix that it was one of their most watched shows ever, beating out The Witcher. Its reported viewership has been 76 million so far, and it's further than that already. So basically, if you don't know what Squid Game is, I'll give you a quick synopsis if you are one of the few people that has yet to watch it. Basically, Squid Game is a Korean battle royale drama that follows a group of debt-ridden social outcasts who sign away their lives to participate in a giant competition for the equivalent of about 39 million USD. The catch is that anyone who fails a challenge is immediately killed, usually by a casually administered headshot courtesy of the masked guards working for the shadowy organization running the whole show. So, with that said, we all know that battle royales are a huge part of the gaming industry. Fortnite was a huge success. And it's funny, I didn't know that a lot of battle royales were based off of a 1999 novel called Battle Royale.
Battle Royale, yeah.
Yeah, and
wait, are we talking about the Japanese movie Battle Royale, or are we talking about
the Battle Royale genre, which most directly stems from, I'm going to say this wrong, Takami's 1999 novel Battle Royale and the movies that followed.
Yeah, okay.
So like PUBG, Fortnite, they're all essentially based off of said movie. They've been super they've been super fruitful so far. I mean, Fortnite's doing amazing. We know that. PUBG was super popular, still is super popular. A lot of games now have battle royale options in them, and a lot of people play them, and they seem to enjoy it. So when I heard that Squid Game was possibly going to be made into a game, I was really excited because I loved the show. I enjoyed it, and I think it would be fun to be immersed in it. Now, I did talk about Itch.io at the beginning of the pod. I was playing a game on their app earlier this week, and I know that there are some, for instance, what we're showing, indie devs that have obviously come out with something very similar to it. But of course, it's not official. But the Squid Game metaverse seems to be very highly anticipated, not just in, little talks, but amongst the CEOs as well. And don't forget, Netflix recently said that they were looking at also having a gaming service along with their subscription for their TVs. So, it kind of seems like this is a great segue for them. I don't know, obviously, if that would be done through their studios. It seems more likely that they would contract another studio that already knows what they're doing instead of creating their own from the ground up to then make this game. But I'm really excited. What do you guys think?
I mean, just looking at this, and I would play it.
Right?
It seems like a fun concept. It almost reminds me of like an adult version of what's the game that we play with the characters? They go around. No.
Dead by Daylight?
No. It's like a kid game.
Oh,
Roblox?
Are you talking about red light, green light?
No. Gee, you guys are killing me here.
Sorry,
I can't remember the name. Somebody help me, please. But it's the one. It's the one with the beans and they're big giant people or they're big giant things. And you run around. I've played the game a bunch of times. You've played it.
Oh, Fall
what's
Guys.
The one? Fall Guys. Thank you. Yeah. Fall Guys. Space Jam. Fall Guys. Yeah. So like, I think, Wishbone. I think of that game when I think of something like that, like this. And this just being an adult version almost of that and the things that you could do. I think actually it'd be really popular with people. I think a lot of people, especially after the popularity of the show and what they've done with that, I think a lot of people would look at this. So it makes sense that, but again, too, let's see, if they're going to do that, you got to think. I feel like this is almost that Tiger King phenomenon, right? Yeah. Every year so far, there's been this big thing that people are completely enamored with, and then it starts, the hype goes away, people watch it, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, and then it's done. Although there's always a possibility for more seasons and things like that. So if that is something they consider doing, maybe they do. And I think kind of what you were saying too, Lex, with Netflix and what they're trying to do with their own gaming streaming services, I think it would behoove them to maybe let go of that and let somebody else create it instead of them trying to take that on as well. Because I feel like
who's to say but who's to say that they wouldn't do something like that? They could easily have a studio get the rights, then they're just going to have they're just going to allow that studio to put the game exclusively on their platform.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I feel like too that again, this is a matter of time, and they're still, I feel, in early infancy as far as with that stuff. So by the time they even come up with all that stuff, it's going to be irrelevant. Okay. And that's the biggest thing, I feel, as far as being able to, and really cashing in on that, I feel like it'd make more sense for them to just go outside and have somebody else develop something like that based off of that popularity, have that cut. Otherwise, I think it's going to end up just not. I mean, again, I could be wrong. This could be something that ends up turning into, they do more seasons, it turns into more and more. I still haven't finished the show. I'm like 2 or 3 episodes out from the end, so I still don't know everything, but I think this will be a cool game. I think people will respond to this. I know I do need to. I'm going to try to tonight.
Mr. Beast has already teased that he's going to do a live version of the Squid Game if he had gotten 10 million likes on a TikTok.
Know, right?
What does that even mean? I'm going to murder people.
He's going to murder his friend. That's exactly what it means.
That would be crazy if that's like when Mr. Beast just totally snapped and one day it's like
showing his privilege,
I have spent hundreds of millions of dollars on my friends. I just can't do it anymore. And then so he's being playful about it. Yeah, no, but I'm sure Mr. Beast's gonna have a game. Yeah, it's gonna make a Squid Game.
Puts himself in the game.
Yeah, I know, right? It's the old man.
Secretly.
Yeah.
He wears
what I really love about this though too, and the fact that this is catching fire, is that there's a lot of really, really good shows, both in, from other countries outside of the United States that don't get as much hype as they should. So I feel like this is going to kind of open that up a lot more. Because I mean, Squid Game, this concept is not a new concept. This is something that's been done, and especially over there.
I will say this: the Squid Game's delivery is a lot better because, like, we've seen Battle Royale back in the day, we came like when it was big, it was actually it came to the U.S. at a weird time, but we were able to experience some of that. But like the plot of Squid Game, the story, because it wasn't a movie, it was a series, was a lot. The execution was done a lot better than what they did in like Battle Royale, So, but overall though, no, I totally agree with you there. But then again, even though too, Squid Game was also one of those, because Squid Game didn't originally strike hot when it first came out. It was like one of those hidden watches until like then it got by word of mouth. Hence word of mouth. I think that's what really brought this thing up, was because people were like, "Yo, have you seen Squid Game?" And I bet you it's the people that did that was listening to this in subs were the ones like saying, "Dude, you gotta watch Squid Game." It doesn't matter if you were like in this, because like that's what you told your friend and your friend told his friend and stuff, and then just word of mouth just made this thing become fire. You know
what I found interesting though? You say that it had already been on my Netflix recommended because I watch a lot of Korean like K-dramas. I watched Sweet Home, which was like a really cool, like the makeup artistry, all of that was fantastic. But I had already watched that, so like it was on my like number one, hey, you should watch this. And then I didn't get a chance to. I talked to you and you recommended it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start this tonight.
Yeah, but
and I stayed up and watched it.
Yeah, but it's still word of mouth because, like, I think overall, I mean, even though it was because your own personal preferences was with K dramas and stuff, it's still the fact that people told their friends, and people told their friends, those people told their friends, so on and so forth. Even Day Night is saying right now, it's like, I've heard of that one too, but never seen anything of it. It's because he's just everyone's been hearing like word of mouth of just how things go. Which, by the way, you should have watched Battle Royale. Battle Royale may have not have aged well, but it's still all right movie. It's still a good movie. But if you can find it, I don't even know if you can find it anymore. But to your thing though, overall, it's cool if they do make a game like this. But at the same time, it's like, dude, most of these games are just like mini games. So you could just call this like a sudden death Mario Party or something like that. It's like, oh, okay, you're gonna kill your own guys and stuff. It's very interesting. I mean, they're going through the natural direction of popularity. Hopefully that if they turn around it, it's not gonna hit the same kind of I don't think it's gonna hit the same kind of strategy if they do have it in game format. But you know what? I'll still welcome a game. I wouldn't mind it. I mean, there are obviously iconic games in this series that people will remember more. Like, I mean, Red Light, Green Light is probably the primary go-to one that people are going to be like, oh yeah, this is Squid Game. I mean, besides Squid Game, but still, so there you go. But we'll see. We'll definitely see.
I'd play it.
Yeah, no,
It'd be interesting.
So maybe would you ever like just theoretical? Would if you had the situation and you didn't know,
No.
like,
no,
really, not whatsoever.
Nope.
Like
I'm good at games, but like I'm not risking my life. Good at
but you
games.
don't know.
And
like,
then
they didn't know. They didn't initially.
Well, okay.
They initially didn't know. Like I'm talking about
I'm not gonna.
Where he first came and then he's like,
when they did know.
Yeah, when they did know, that's on them. Second, when they did know, that's on them. But but the first time, would you do it? Would you be one of those people? You would? You would?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, my lifespan is short anyways. Like, let's go out with a freaking bang, man.
Okay, they were so vague. They were so vague on like what you were going to win. So you didn't even know you were going.
Those people started running. I was like, no, stop moving. Oh, I was invested.
Like, to me, if somebody came up with an offer like that to me, number one, I'd be like, that's a scam. That is a scam and a half. Ain't no way. That's how you get chopped up and put in a box. No,
you got Smitty's pointing with the two fingers like that's a scam. Just straight up,
dude. I would have had to have taken some different life choices to get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'll take this random offer from this random person saying that I can win a lot of money playing games. Like what?
Kids games, children's games, by the way.
But I didn't know that at that point. It just, or did they? I don't remember.
The first game
is screwed if they did double jump. I'd be like, oh no, I'm out.
Yeah,
you double jump's hard.
What you need to do? It's like, what if it was tetherball?
I would definitely be in. I would be dude. Oh come on, I love tetherball.
You got that move that pop up. The guy goes up. Yeah, there you go. Four square. Yeah, exactly. So many different things. Oh my God. There you go. So Smitty will not be a part of Squid Game, so we'll not see one Smitty edition of it.
I ain't going out like that.
Smitty.
Oh Lord.
You are up. What are you bringing to the table, man?
Yeah, we got to talk about it. So basically what has happened, and I feel like this is a world that I so very much don't understand, but I've totally participated in. However, Steam now has officially announced that they are banning games that feature crypto and NFTs. Now, I don't know if you guys been watching and listening and seeing what's going on, but there is a ton of blockchain game talk, crypto things and stuff like that. And I still feel very much like I don't understand exactly what's going on. Basically, Steam revealed, I'm gonna read from the article. This is a Kotaku article. A developer of an upcoming NFT-based PC game revealed in a tweet that Steam is no longer allowing games built on blockchain technology or that issue or allow exchange of cryptocurrencies or NFTs. Essentially what they came down to, what the issue for them is the fact that they're saying it's the fact that it's something that can be then turned into real money. I didn't realize it, but I had been doing it. I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to do what the hell is it called? No, not even. No, I'm not even talking about that. Although that is a thing too. I used to do PlayVig, and PlayVig, even though they weren't NFTs, but that was a game that I could do things. We did quests, and you could turn those quests and those tokens into real dollars, essentially. Oh, wow. So this stuff has been around for a while, and I still don't quite understand, what it is exactly that they're looking to do. And I know that, and you guys, if you've been following along, I know that there's more and more people are talking about this kind of things, and they're developing more games. Basically now, if you're developing a blockchain game, you can't be on the Steam store. Obviously, there's going to be other alternatives, and I think there will be other people, because there are some apps, there are some things that are focused more on this blockchain gaming, and it's very intriguing. And there's people making money off of doing these games, doing these quests that either you can then turn in for actual ducats, or you can then turn into you receive in-game things that are limited to this stuff. Then you can sell and then turn into real monetary value, because people are out there selling and auctioning and paying this stuff off. I think we need to pay a lot more attention to what's happening in this sector. Again, I don't really understand it. I do on a very surface level, but I feel like it's way deeper, and there's a lot more that's coming from this. Epic also commented, and they're kind of like, we're not, whatever. They haven't said outright, no, we're not going to do it. And it's looking more like they are open to the idea of NFT games and these blockchain games, but it's not going away. If anything, it's going to continue building and building. Their issue, and I think a lot of people's issues, is that there have been a ton of scams and dirty dealings that have happened within this sector of just decentralized, things and currency and stuff like that. So there's obviously that risk factor within this. Definitely warrants a lot more research. I feel like on a lot of our parts, especially with them kind of going into the video game sector more and more. I just need a better understanding of what it is exactly and how they're using it within the gaming sphere.
I think overall that they just, it's the wild west when it comes to this. Nothing is like, followed 100% in any kind. There's no restrictions. There's nothing when it comes to NFT that's gonna hold off anybody to do this, because but what's even crazier to me, it's like because I get emails a lot from my website with shameless plug confreaksandgeeks.com that we get a lot of stuff that are like saying, hey, this blockchain is going to be good to put inside implementing into a game and stuff. And then like when I was thinking about it, I was like, what is this? Like, I don't understand, why are they giving us information about these blockchains 9 times out of 10? But then I started to understand, it's like, oh no, this is like an add-on that you could put within your game to do this kind of stuff, but to get a chance to get extra money from a secondary market. And that's where it's kind of like when you say the word secondary market, that's when a person should really be afraid of like what the hell all this is. Because like to me, I know of blockchain, but I don't understand it, and it's very rare for me to be like, I really legitimately don't understand how you could do it, because it looks like it's something that you could easily lose a lot of money from a lot of shadiness that could go behind. So now when they're trying to implement this in video gaming, it's just like, now you're adding additional like difficulty, and now an additional like layer of its vagueness to being on top of this. So to kind of understand what they're going for on this. And for me, I'm kind of like, I'm glad that Steam is, I guess it's a good thing that Steam is being clear about it, but at the same time, I would rather see where it's going to go. So I don't know.
It's interesting. So when he first talked about it, when we were doing like the pregame before we go live, the first thought that I had was, there are so many Twitch streamers who are promoting freaking crypto scams, and they'll inflate the crypto, they get their people to buy into it, and then they sell it the next day and it drops and they lose all that money. And I've seen it time and time again. There's a small streamer who recently got famous making fun of like the Paul brothers doing it with their NFTs and their crypto. There was another like FaZe Clan, they all did it. They got caught.
Not all of them. There's a couple of them. There's some of them got removed and stuff. I totally
the FaZe Clan, they pumped and dumped with their crypto, and there's a few other like gambling Twitch streamers who are now like getting in trouble for it. And to me, like the whole NFT, like look, if you have F around and find out money that you just want to throw away, and like that's your thing, go for it. I don't necessarily understand why you would do that. I want something that's tangible, but okay. I mean, I technically do NFTs on my Twitch channel for, X amount of months for subscribing. I will create custom sound effects for you to use on my page. That is technically an NFT. It is not tangible, but it is my way of saying thank you to you, right? But I don't want a picture of a badly drawn Pokemon that, I'm paying 20,000 ducats for, to then look at a picture of this NFT that I don't even get to keep. I just find it very odd. And I think, like, even when someone was telling me about how one of the Paul brothers was basically opening Pokemon cards on a stream and selling that as an NFT. And I thought, oh, so he mails you the cards. And they're like, no, you get to watch it live and then buy that NFT. And I said, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Immediately I was like, that just seems like a scam.
It doesn't make a lick of sense when people do that, because it's not, there's no regulatory, there's no definition of what an NFT could truly be, and that's what makes it scary to me. It's like, do you remember the videos like Charlie Bit My Finger, like that old school video? Like, they sold the NFT for that for $500,000. And I'm like, what's the gain of that? Like, you could, like, so what does that mean? Does that mean
bragging rights?
Well, yeah, but like, yeah,
can I use it commercially now?
Can you?
Right.
What is it? Like, I mean, like, does that mean that every time that person does a click on that Charlie Bit My Finger, that you get a royalty? Like, what does that mean? It doesn't make a lick of sense.
No.
Like, so, like, I don't understand, like, how this money is being pumped in, and then they're trying to say, oh, you could turn a profit. And then it was funny. What was it called? There's a thing called Twitch drama, or what's it called, on YouTube as well. There was a guy. Biskiff found out that there was a guy who was using other people's Twitch clips as NFTs, like, and had a website. Yeah, it had a website. So then when he looked into it, he was able to reach the creator of this website, and then, like, the guy had a squirrely excuse on, like, what he was doing, like, oh no, we give it back to the creators. And he's like, no, you got my videos, but I haven't seen anything of it. Yeah,
you never had permission to have my video in the first place, son.
Like, so what are you talking about? Yeah, right when you're talking about, then, like,
intellectual property.
Yeah, so when Miskiff kind of called him out on it, he shut the website down, like, the next day. So, like, so that's the kind of stories that you hear all the time, and it's like, oh, we're doing this as an NFT. It's like, so it's like, so what constitutes as that? It doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, who cares if, like, you're opening up freaking Pokemon cards and you're a Paul brother or whatever? It doesn't matter. It's like, most of the stuff is garbage, and then I don't understand. If
somebody's gonna pay for it, then it has value.
But that is true.
And I'll say, and I will say though, like, some of these things though, I feel like there's a lot of people I saw from my experience that they literally were relying on some of these games to make money, from where I saw a lot of people down in, like, Brazil and other countries and things like that. They're like, yo, what happened to this site? I'd like to be able to do it, because they're legitimately able to make money doing this stuff, something that they're already doing. So, like, that, I feel like there is some good as far as with that, but, like, the whole, like, I just don't understand. I definitely don't understand, like, NFTs. I want in, because I don't understand. That's the only way I can truly understand is actually being in it, and, like, you know what I mean, like, and like kind of doing that. But, like, I just don't get it. But, like, I love the fact, like, people can play video games and make money. I think that's awesome. But this also is leading down a path of regulation.
Yeah,
we are only moving down and closer to things getting regulated, because when you start messing with people's money, you already know what's going to happen. People are going to start saying, whoa, what's this? This person made what and did. I know this guy out here in Vegas, Jake Gallen. He's a podcaster out here, and he's huge in he's gotten huge in this. It's called something cat. These, like, little pixelated cats. But he sold one for like $100,000 or some shit like that. I was just like,
was that an NFT, or was that actually someone selling?
It was an NFT.
Services?
It was an NFT that he had. Yeah, I don't understand it. Crypto
Like,
Cat maybe is
does
what
someone-
it was. It was something, dude. Like,
So does
yeah, there's
someone
like a Mooncat. It was Mooncat.
Uh-huh.
It was called Mooncat, and like there's like he's got videos on YouTube and stuff like that, and like I want to go and watch because I don't understand what I don't
What's going
understand.
on? Yeah, someone could explain this to me. It's like, because like I feel like I'm just like in the crazy zone right now when I see people's like some of these numbers that people are willing to spend for some of these like crappy drawings and stuff. Now, are these legitimate crap?
I want in. I want in.
Oh, don't do it.
I can make some shitty drawings.
Are they legitimately drawing, or is this something like, is this supposed to be like masking a currency, like a cryptocurrency? That's stuff I don't understand. Like what do those drawings represent? What are you saying, Lex?
Essentially, like, here's an easier way, because like my dad was asking me what an NFT is the other day, and I was like, okay, let's say Mariah Carey goes on a stream, and she's showing the original Butterfly CD, and for $20,000, you can get an NFT of her song. And my dad goes, so I own the rights. I own the song. Nobody can play it or sing it again. And I said, no, it's a memory that you get to keep in here. And they'll send you a copy of the video. And he goes, that's ridiculous. And I said, yes, it is. He said, so I don't own the rights. I don't own. And I said, no. And everyone can still listen to it. And he goes, so how do I sell it? I said, I don't know. You find some Joe Blow on the internet who wants to pay $25,000 for something.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah,
have auctions and stuff. Like it's crazy.
It literally it's basically the equivalent of, I have a video of a memory of a Paul brother opening a Pokemon card that is mine. I don't get to keep it. He keeps it. And then I can then sell that video of him opening my Pokemon card and selling that to another person. And so on and so forth. It doesn't make any sense. It legally, like there's I know in Congress they've talked about NFTs recently too, and Alexandria Cortez was trying to explain it, and Congress was like,
well,
so they don't get to keep anything. Worse. She said, correct. So they're trying to like regulate it because they think, people are going a little too crazy, and then people are like, but wait, so you're saying I spent $25,000 on nothing? They're like, yeah, on nothing. But you can resell this. How? You know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense, really, if you think about it. And it's kind of scary because I think a lot of people who want to support their favorite creators, regardless of who it is, look, who you support is who you support. A hustle is a hustle. I get it. But it's a little, it's the same concept.
Just leave it out of my steep, like out of gaming, and I'm perfectly fine because like I'm not gonna mess around with any of this nonsense. So like I mean, like
that's what I'm saying. It's not, dude. It's
Yeah.
only growing.
Yeah,
we are seeing the bottom level of it growing now and being integrated into. That's why I mean, for Steam, they're like them to outright be like, nah, that might be a mistake on their part.
There's no regulation yet.
Well, now, no,
there's not.
It might be,
but I think
if they're going to be strict and say we will never do it, then yeah, you'd be right. But at the same time, I think it's more like saying this side of blockchain and stuff is insane right now. It's like there's no way that we can find a way to make sure that someone's going to get scammed. I mean, until there's some sort of thing that to kind of calm it down, I bet you they will change their mind.
I mean, how do you? I mean, they put it in their rules and guidelines. It is in their rules and guidelines. Applications built on blockchain technology that issue or allow exchange of cryptocurrencies or NFTs, and those are things that will not be published on Steam. And yes, I do agree that they can then change and flip flop and this and that. But I don't know, man. Like it's. I think that says a lot. But it also, at the same time, I'm just like, okay, well then, why making that move? And then you've got Epic being like, oh, well, meh, we're kind of feeling it out. We're not opposed necessarily to that stuff. And I think there's another game that I have, and I learned about it at one of the last convention, the virtual conventions that I went to. It wasn't TwitchCon, it was something else recently. And I was able to get in on the thing and stuff. And like they have these NFTs of these skins But like, and you get the skins and stuff like that. And like, I don't understand, like a lot of it. I think I need to put myself in
That makes more sense, though.
Yeah, and that would make more sense.
You get to utilize it in said
Exactly.
game. That's fine. Where it gets sketchy is like, well, Day and Night has a sound effect on my stream channel, and then he's going to sell that to somebody else.
Yeah.
Of a video of him using it on my stream. Does that make sense? Like, that's where it's like, no, we're hinky over here. Stop it. You know?
Well, not only that, but then how does that not, like, if you did not take the video, how do you even have the right to be able to then sell it or resell that stuff? Like, that's why I don't.
There's so many questions. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's just so many. There's a crap ton of questions on how all this works, and that's why it's always been kind of. That's why I'm always kind of hesitant on even worrying about it, because right now we don't need to worry about it right now. Just hopefully, like, the biggest thing is like I said, I think for Steam to protect itself, they wanted to be clear where they stood on blockchain and NFT cryptocurrencies right now as it is. Who's to say what's going to change? But it's possible that later on that it's going to that they could change their mind if it's more regulated, or if it's more like, you know, if there's a process. It's who's to say that they may change their mind on it. But it depends on the community itself though too, like the Steam community themselves, if they're going to be wishing for it. So yeah.
Well, what made them make that change now though too? If people have been in communication, they've known that people were developing games specifically that are blockchain and this and that. Like, what made them all of a sudden be like, we need to put out that we are not going to be, you know what I mean? Like, something happened.
No, something definitely happened,
or is going to happen.
yeah. But we'll see. But then again, but to be honest with you, this isn't the first time Steam has tried to be, like, you know, proactive on these kind of things. Like, remember, for the longest time you remember about when they're talking about their adult gaming policies and stuff, which is usually BS. 9 times out of 10, and then when they wanted to clear it all out, then people raised the stink about it. Then they're like, okay, they kind of reneged on it, or the simple. I mean, it's just like I said, since no one really knows how NFTs and cryptocurrencies work, they're getting away with it because it makes sense. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. We don't, because most people don't know what the hell NFTs and stuff are, unless the people that are in the know with it, then they'll be like, okay, here you go. So yeah, but I mean, yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll just need to see what if one of us can figure out NFTs so we get a profit, and then we'll be like, you know what, never mind. We come back on this podcast, we'll be like, you know what, never mind. NFTs are great, but we'll see.
We selling that CFG NFT, y'all.
We sell that CFG NFT. That's how it's going to normally go. That's how it normally goes, bro.
Oh, we were wrong.
God. Yeah, we were insanely wrong. First, we'd like to apologize on Smitty's topic back in episode 111. We're talking about, like, NFTs and cryptocurrencies out of Steam. No, they need more of it. Yeah, you know. We just.
I'm gonna try to do some digging. I'm gonna do some digging into it for sure. This is something. It's not something that's going away. You know,
we have we have a ring in each of our fingers, and then we just have like a giant fur coat.
NFTs are the shit, y'all. Blockchain is
NFTs are real, baby.
Right?
Oh, we have gold grill with the dollar signs. Oh my god!
NFT.
Yeah, NFT. We're not sellouts. Y'all are sellouts. Oh my god! I love that day. That day may come.
I'll do some digging.
Good topic there, Smithy. All right, so I'm going to close it off. Well, so let's see what's up here. Give me a moment.
I think also maybe in, like, the gaming space, Steam is a little worried that it might be too grindy for people to then get that said crypto, right? Because especially with, like, the China regulation right now too, they're expecting people to regulate their own apps to be then used. So, like, you know what I mean? So again, with, like, the whole grinding situation,
true.
I think that might be part of it. Again, no regulation, so
possibility. Yeah, very good possibility. But let's go with it.
All
right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I am closing this sucker up with an with some cool news that's coming up here. So G4 came out a long time ago. Like, when did it come out, Smitty? Like, was it our high school or college? Like 2000? At least, let's say 07.
It had been.
06,
yeah, late 90s, early. You said 06.
I think it was in the 2000s.
Well out there, was it?
No, it was in the 2000s. Yeah, because like it was like I think it was like when I was graduated. So it had to have been 02, 03 or something. But yeah, so
you graduated
G4
college in 02 or 03?
No, I graduated high school in 01, and then G4 was introduced when I was in college. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. So G4 TV back in the day came out. It was a Ziff Davis originally made by Ziff Davis television. And they had like they had shows that they had, interesting shows that they made on their own, but then they also had some like really cool game show. Well, not really game shows, but cool shows. But then they also had a shit ton of crap. So I mean, they had the big ones are like X Play with Ryan Sessler and Morgan Webb was a big one, was a big thing. Attack of the Show was a big one. That's where Olivia Munn was found, back in the day and stuff. But then they had all these weird ones like Filter, and then they had one called Portal, which was about MMOs, and then there was this thing called Cinemassacre, which was just previews of games. But then once it hit 11 o'clock, Cops. It was Cops for like 5 or 6 hours, and then it was infomercials, and then for the longest of time it switched. It's like, okay, no more Cops. We're gonna do Star Trek: The Next Generation for like 5 or 6 hour marathons of that stuff. So yeah. So needless to say, they were hurting with money. It wasn't a 24-hour kind of thing. So it eventually kind of disappeared. It kind of died off. So cut to 15 to 20 years later, guess what's back? G4 announced earlier this year that they were going to be coming back, but they were really, really vague about it. They didn't know like how it's going to be, when it's coming, what channel it's going to be on. But now they were announcing like a lot of different creators. Like the Completionist is now one of the people that are part of G4. Oh, nice. Austin Creed from WWE is a part of it. There's several YouTube creators that are going to be a part of this one this time around. But then you also have the classic people like Morgan Webb. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if Morgan Webb is, but Adam Sessler is definitely there. But now they announced earlier this week that G4 has announced that that it's coming. They got a channel. They're going to be back in full steam on November 16th. So they didn't give any full information on like what shows were going to be on. They did say that there were going to be some of the staple shows like Attack of the Show and X Play are coming back. But as for other shows, they still have like other things that are coming in the air, but they're still going to be doing stuff like but it's not going to be just gaming. It's going to be kind of like a mixture of pop culture-ish. So because they also got the US streaming rights to Sasuke, which is an anime series that was about the first black samurai, I believe. That's what Sasuke was. And then they're also bringing Ninja Warrior on the platform too, because I believe it's owned by NBC Universal. So now this time around. And they're also going to be doing a D&D show called D&D Live 2021. I don't know if that's a limited series or not, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be definitely doing that. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this, and especially with the creators that which they brought, because I do love seeing Gerard going crazy on some of his gaming and stuff. So I just want to see like if y'all were even amped, if were y'all even looking forward to checking this out and or if I had any plans on checking it out.
No. I'm assuming I'm assuming that this was a cable TV show, correct?
Back in the day, it was a cable. It was a channel. It was its own channel. It was like a full
on cable TV though. Yeah. Like if you had no cable, you would not get. Okay, no. I'd never heard of it. I didn't have cable until 2002, so I grew up with PBS, Fox 5, Channel 3, and Channel 8, and the WB. That was it. That's all I had. So I've never heard of it. And then when I did get cable TV, fun fact, all I did was watch Cartoon Network. So no clue. Oh, and MTV. But that was it. So sorry. No, not really.
No, I mean,
it doesn't hold anything for me, you know?
Yeah. This was a staple too, especially back in the day where that wasn't really out there. It wasn't something that was centric to that. The competition is stiff now. You've got so much content out there they've really, and I'm curious to see what they do moving forward. What kind of format that they have? What kind of show they're going to have? What even are they going to be on? Is it just going to be like its own thing? Is it going to be on like under a network? What all those details look like. You know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of what what Ben was trying to do, or what Ben's trying to do. But theirs is more centric to live shows, where obviously these I would imagine would be pre-produced shows that are built and shot and this and that. But I would love to see some live elements within this as well, along with that produced stuff, with those people, with those characters, like you're saying, the completionists, and some other people that people are going to be familiar with. It's really just going to be about what kind of content they're putting out, where they're going to be at, and if people are going to be interested in seeing it.
But here's the thing, though. They could I think where they're going to be. I think they're at a better foothold on this is because of the creators that they have. Because, for instance, the first time around was they introduced they made a gaming show, a gaming channel with people that weren't really gamers. They had they had hosts that were they knew how the hosts were and then they were pushing on the host to make the shows interesting. For instance, Filter, there was a girl named Diane Mazzota. She was the girl that was in Austin Power 2, was one of the twins, the Fukmi and Fukyu twins. She was in that, and then that was it. And then they gave her her own show about Filter, which was about the kinds of gaming and so on. So she had no idea how gaming's worked and stuff. And then they brought they had a game show that was back literally from 1985 called Starcade. That was a game show that was from the 80s that they were just showing the reruns of it. So they didn't even have ideas of it. They couldn't make their own. They didn't make their own game show. They found a game show from 20 years ago, way before Nick Arcade, which they could have possibly gotten the rights to that. But no, they got something that was Atari-ish age, and then was showing it as if it was its own show. So it wasn't good that back in the mid 2000s. They had small inklings and stuff, but I feel that who they have, they have really good personalities. Xavier Woods. If you've ever met Xavier Woods in real life, dude is fun. He is a real cool, fun guy. He's real down to earth and stuff like that. Yeah, it's there's so many different kinds of things that they could do, especially with what they have in their cast. Because now you're right, it's this day and age, it's very oversaturated with a lot of different kinds of content. But it is cool to see that a company like NBC Universal, a big channel, to have a chance to maybe groove into something with creators that know the spot very well, to make it into something that might be something special, that's why I'm giving it a very good second shot of seeing, okay, let's see what they're going to do. Cause that's going to be the fun thing. Cause when Up, Down, Down was just a regular YouTube show, from WWE, that Xavier Woods created with WWE, it became it became a thing of its own. It became really hype.
Yeah.
So
I guess this is going to be on cable television again, correct? Because I don't have cable TV now. I do have a smart TV, and it has its own channels, and IGTV is on there. So
I would say, I bet it will be on some sort of. They'll partner up with somebody that has some sort of streaming something in order to be able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I do love D&D, and I like watching people play D&D, especially people who are really knowledgeable with it, because it doesn't move really slow. But none of these creators are creators that I already follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not. Again, no love lost. It sounds really cool listening to it. It's just not something that I would first go, oh yeah, I remember that. I would like to maybe check it out again.
Yeah, I think something you should definitely take a look and definitely check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to pay for cable TV either. So.
I think I remember this now that you talk. Yeah, this is like it's funny because like the only reason why I remember it because I have a pretty good memory with this series. I don't know why, but I remember it because I was kind of mad about it a lot because I was like, oh, I'm back home. It's 11 o'clock. Let me go put on G4. And it's like, oh no, it's an infomercial because they didn't do shows at night.
Yeah,
they
did
like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They didn't do shows at night. They switched it over to Cops or Star Trek Next Generation. No, not even reruns. So I was like, what? Yeah.
And I feel like an example of that, and this is something I've actually thought about as far as like building out a network that does just that or something like that. Very similar to what like Mishmash was trying to accomplish when Mishmash, when we were doing that thing, basically making a 24/7, either there's somebody alive or you have produced shows. It takes a ton of work, a ton of resources, a ton of things to be able to do that. So I understand back in the day, you know what I mean? It being that like, look, let's just grab some syndicated something just to fill time. Cause at that point you're just like, I got to fill time. Otherwise you're off the air. Right.
Right.
So cause even then you have slots that you can sell ad space and they may not be at peak hours, but you can still find somebody, you're still able to generate some sort of income from that. I feel like right now in these times, it is definitely a lot more favorable for them. However, the field is way more crowded than what they were doing back in the day. So I feel, huh?
No, I agree. I'm just saying I agree with you.
I was gonna say, in order, I feel for them to be successful, it's gonna have to be almost a hybrid type of model. Number one, filling the time with interesting, fun things that people are going to want to watch. Again, if we're talking, we're no longer in just straight traditional cable. I feel like a good amount of people have completely cut the cable and are just digital. So yeah, exactly. So I feel like this is a lot more favorable time for them to be able to thrive because they do and they will produce and have great content and things. That's why I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, they've already been making the name for themselves on Twitch, so that's another thing that they're doing. And then but then at the same time, it's like you're totally right. I mean, like I think that the hearsay of all that is going to be a lot better. From the most part. So yeah, I think that I think they're in the time where they can get away with it a lot better than when they first initially came out. So let's go with that, Yeah, they have a Twitch channel. It's a G4 TV.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that either.
Yeah, they've been around forever.
I totally knew that.
Yeah,
did you?
No. Of course not.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't know what G4 was till today.
Yeah, G4 TV. They've been
at first I thought he was saying G4, so I was like, "This sounds interesting. What's that?"
Yeah, so like they do a lot of different kinds of things, So like I would definitely check it out. Most of the stuff so definitely check it out though. I'm kind of wanting to see where this is going to go. I mean, maybe it's because it's maybe a little bit of nostalgia. Maybe I want to see how they evolved so it doesn't happen again, that they disappear again. But I'm wanting to see where it's going to, but it's definitely going to be a shell of what it once was. Because the big thing that made G4 successful was the two shows that survived all of it from G4 was Attack of the Show and X-Play. But I don't even count X-Play because X-Play was actually a brain was already existed from a different channel that merged into G4. So because that obsessor was already a name known for himself. But the only show that G4 has made for themselves that was actually really good was Attack of the Show. That was it. So like so yeah. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty cool to check out. So
I wonder if they continue doing content on Twitch. Or do they move off of Twitch and then
they said they're going to still be hybrid?
They'll do both. Yeah, that would make sense. If they got rid of that, I feel like that they would be putting too many eggs in one basket,
Right.
And it's not so much of that. It's not so much about that. It's just how much Twitch. They must have a sweet contract with them then, or something.
Oh, they do.
Dude, like
you know what I mean?
I said, it's owned by G4's owned by NBC Universal. So there you go. They're already owned by a big dog. So of course they're going to have some sort of like levels of sponsorship towards that. So I think that I think they're okay when it comes to like, you know, with Amazon doing some business with them on the side with G4, because like they've been on the front page several times. I mean, their numbers, I mean, they're only at 74,000, you know, followers on Twitch, which isn't a lot relatively for, you know, for partner, especially for a network that does gaming specifically and stuff like that with other people that have their own individual shows. Because hell, there might be like Austin Creed probably has more people on his own on his own channel alone. But who's to say that Austin Creed could easily say, "Hey, I'm doing this show on G4. Come check us out on G4," and then his community is going to be going to G4. You know, like I mean, it's gonna show that kind of level of exposure, and then that's gonna happen tenfold with all the streamers that they have on there. You know, so there you go.
And not to be like a Debbie Downer, to me, it's like I already follow a lot of Rooster Teeth shows, and like a lot of their content as far as gaming news, like Game Over Greggy. I was huge into Game Over Greggy and all of their content. I feel like I'm just kind of like at this point, I'm like contented out, you know? But I also feel like we go through lulls. Like I'm also like getting back into like listening to music again. I didn't listen to music for like 2 years. Like pandemic hit and I was like, I'm depressed. I don't want to listen to music. I don't want to be uplifted, dang it. So, you know, maybe I'm on an upswing. Who knows?
That's good.
But it sounds interesting. I mean, go for it. Why not?
Well, I'm definitely going to check it out. Definitely. See nothing to lose and see where it's going to go. But that's cool. Lex.
Gotta appreciate some highly produced stuff.
Yes.
Very much so. What do you have planned for the week?
Well, I'm 100% that witch. Good question. Tonight I'm on the DFP Army stream team page playing Faith Chapter 2. I want to play it again. It was so good. Which Airdorf Games, they emailed me about Faith Chapter 3 because they've been teasing me with that Holy Trinity. And it looks like that game's coming out soon. So if you were like, Lex, you keep talking about this game, where is it? I think it's coming soon. Which if that's the case, I'll be playing it as soon as it's released. I think next week I'm going to play some more Devour. It was so much fun. Also Back for Blood. I'm so stoked. My boys didn't invite me, by the way. I know who you are. Thanks for not saying nothing, boys. Soapy and Drago, you know who you are. No invite. Me and Nightmare were like, what the heck? So, yeah. We'll be playing without them. Maybe a little bit of Goose Goose Duck. Oh, Smitty, you can play with me. You're on my team.
Wow.
Well, you were already on my team. What the heck are you talking about?
Afterthought. Yeah. I'll play Back for Blood with you too.
You don't have it downloaded yet. I knew you were going to get it. I know you don't have it downloaded. I wasn't going to bug you. You're busy this week.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Like I did invite you. You know it. Rude.
Smitty, what are you doing? We have planned.
Not playing Back for Blood with Lexum. Nightmare. So clearly that's a thing.
Womp, womp,
dude,
womp.
You know what it is. I gotta make it through this weekend first before I even think about next.
That's a good point. Yeah, I know, right?
You know what I mean? But yeah, for the most part, I'll be doing Destiny stuff. Obviously, there's the Season of the Lost things that I'm working through, and no real big plans. Kind of like they're saying, I do need to download that game. Still, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, those are facts. I didn't finish. What about you, Davis?
All right, tomorrow I'm gonna have a special stream. I'm gonna, like I may or may want to check it out. I'm not gonna even post because I'm like really half-assing it. But tomorrow, may not. I'm going to do a special thing with DC Fandom is happening at 12 p.m. Central Time. So I might do a Let's Watch on that on the CFG Games channel. So definitely if you want to check that out, I might multi-stream that on Facebook and stuff. I think it'll be pretty cool to do.
Nice.
Yeah, and then so we're going to be seeing all the premieres and all the announcements, and then me just trying to see if there's anything that's going to be geeking out for it. Because like, you know what, I'm kind of coming back into comics again, but not recent comics. So like I'm kind of going back in the old school and current indie comics. So definitely check us out for that one. That's gonna be cool. Then on the regular week, I'm gonna kind of go back, trying to get back on back in step at things again. But next week's gonna be a little bit busy because like I got the first Monday and Tuesday I'm kind of cool, but Wednesday I'm gonna be doing interviews with the My Hero Academia crew.
Nice.
So we're going to be doing interviews with them for the new movie that's coming out in theaters. And then on Friday, not me, but one of my people, Callista, is going to be streaming. We got a thing with NIS America. We're going to be doing a thing with a game called Caligula, the Caligula Effect 2. So it's going to be a special stream that shout outs to NIS America for giving us that opportunity to do it. So that's going to be freaking awesome. And also the podcast next week. So yeah, we are busy this week.
Yeah.
I'm like it's
secret projects. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
other
really
project.
cool.
The other project.
Yeah, other projects. Yeah, Jesus. So yeah, but that's the stuff that I'm announcing that I'm good enough to announce now that we're going to be doing.
Oh.
But yeah. And I'm sorry, what were we gonna say, Lex?
And I'm gonna do it for him. Shameless plug, but not shameless plug. We're doing Extra Life. So if you would like to be entered in to win a PlayStation 5 ! PS5, that'll take you to the website, and for just $20, you can be entered into the drawing. You're welcome.
You'd see there's so much stuff that's happening. It's like I totally forgot about
We're busy.
about promoting it. Yeah, it's just like it's just so insane. And then once the episode of Smitty don't giving $100 to Lex for not beating Metal Gear Solid 5.
I'm beating it, damn it. I'm beating it, damn it.
You can sign that check over to Extra Life. Thank you.
I've got what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
You got 3, maybe 4 weeks. Let's say
there we go.
You got 3.5.
No problem, baby.
You got a month.
No problem, baby.
Yeah. Okay. You say it now.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. You said now. Okay, but that's cool.
I know.
But anyways, guys, thank you for watching and listening to the CFG GameCast episode number 111. Thank you for also being a part of the conversation. As always, we'll be back again next Friday night at the same time, which is 6 p.m. Central. No, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, for any more information. So, or if you're wanting to be for the next podcast. So, man, I'm just screwing this up. It's the dude. Ever since we switched over to a different day, it's like a brand new kind of stream, like setup. You know,
it really is. Yeah,
it's like god, it's like here we go. It's all new ones. But if you did miss this episode, that is okay. We always release it on the beginning of each week on Monday morning. So definitely, you could check us out on Apple, Google Podcast, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, or so much more. So there is no reason to not miss our sexy voices. Ooh, yeah. So, but guys, thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be back again next week. So this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all, take it easy.